Jaune enters the Bullhead aircraft, which was around above 50 meters long and 30 meters tall. The interior was as interesting as it looked inside to the outside. Jaune moved away from the pile of people at the start and sat down away from the noise as he waits for the ship to depart from the port and go to Beacon for the welcoming on speech performed by the headmaster Professor Ozpin for Beacon's new students that will be doing exams to join. After 20 minutes, the ship lifted off as he flies to Beacon. It was a quiet area around Jaune's, so he never felt disturbed by the loud noise, and would relax till someone spoke to him as he tilted his head upwards as a black hair girl with a bow would look at him. Black hair girl. Excuse me. Is it alright for me to sit next to you? The area around them may have been quiet, but doesn't mean it was free from people crowding. It may have been a large ship, but a lot of people are trying out for this exam for Beacon. Jaune. Of course. The girl would nod as she thanks him and take a sit and reads her book with Jaune doesn't disturb her and stays quiet. The girl was confused on why she wasn't able to see his face under his hood, but leave it alone and continue to read her book. Not that she wanted to, but it is only manners to look someone at the face to not be disrespectful. The trip to Beacon lasted around 15 minutes before landing on the Beacon port as the door opens with people just flooding out. Jaune. Same for the black hair girl, waited till the very end till everyone left before heading out the doors themselves. Jaune, once out the Bullhead, would stop as he takes in the environment and the school structure as he breathes in and out before stepping forward, but stopped as he sensed danger. As he turns his eyes to the left where there was a sudden explosion. Jaune. An explosion. No one seemed to be around where the explosion went off beside two people who seemed to be arguing as the black hair girl with the book would be walking over to them. Jaune was worried whether anyone was hurt, so he walks to the ground of people before the girl with the book and bow left as the white hair girl left as Jaune saw the Red Hood girl, who was now by herself, would flop to the ground. Red Hood. Welcome to Beacon. She spoke in a sad tone as Jaune, who arrived at the scene, would put out his hand. Jaune. Excuse me, miss. Are you hurt? The girl would look at him as she noticed his hands. Red Hood. Huh. Oh. She grabs his hand as Jaune helps her out as he goes around her looking at her as the girl was confused on what he is doing as Jaune grabs her hands and look at it, which surprised the girl. Red Hood. What are you doing? Jaune sighs in relief as he let go of her hand. Jaune. Apologies, miss. I saw you were involved in a explosive and accident and so I wished to make sure you wasn't harmed. The girl was caught off guard by the hooded man worriedness for her as she smiles and rubs her head. Red Hood. You saw that. And I'm fine, so no need to worry. Jaune. That's great then. We should be getting to the amphitheater for the speech. Follow me. She nods as she walks with him. Red Hood. My name is Ruby Rose. Ruby might be trying to make small talk to pass the time, which Jaune presumed. Jaune. It is nice to meet you, Ruby. I am Jaune or Saber. Ruby. Saber. Jaune. Apologies if it sounds off. It is just a nickname I was given. That was used to address me for a while. Ruby. Oh, well, Jaune. Thanks for helping me back there, but why did you? Jaune. Excuse me. Jaune had a confused tone. Ruby. You helped me back there. Why? Jaune. Do I need a reason? You might have been potentially hurt in that explosion and then seemed to be laying on the ground, so I was worried and helped you. You don't need a reason to help anyone. Ruby was again got surprised 3 times in the row today by how nice and gentle this hooded man Jaune spoke. Ruby. I see. I am curious on what's your weapon. Ruby would then pull out her weapon as she transform into a large scythe. Jaune. Oh. Jaune stops walking and turns her Ruby as he checks out the weapon. Jaune. A high-impact sniper rifle scythe. Interesting. Quite rare to find someone who is able to use a scythe of this size. You must certainly be skills, Ruby. Ruby would have a proud smile and nods. Rose. Yup. I am. Impressed. You could just by looking. Jaune chuckles. Jaune. It's a skill of mine as well. Quite knowledgeably on weapons. Ruby. So am I built Crescent Rose. Ain't she amazing? Jaune. Of course. You seem to have more hidden skills that surprised me. He laughs lightly. Ruby would put away her weapon and she looks at him. Ruby. What's your weapon? Jaune. Sure. He then reach out his hand as there was a blue aura around it, but it was barely visible to the eyes. Ruby. Jaune. Again apologies. I always keep it like this unless things get dangerous where I stop using aura to conceal it. Ruby. Oh. But why you conceal it? Or how? Jaune. Believe it or not, but doing this will weaken the weapon attacks if it is covered. And just with I do have quite a lot of aura, so I can control it to do this without risking myself being hurt. Ruby. Wow. Wait, weakened, why? Jaune. It is a bit too dangerous to use it like other weapons. Ruby. Whoa. So cool tilde. Also, why you covering your face? Jaune. Some reason females and sometimes men would just pass out when I show my face, so I get a bit self-conscious. Ruby. I doubt your face is bad. Can you show Jaune? We arrived. They appeared in the amphitheater as Ruby would look around. Ruby. Oh. We have. Thanks, Jaune. They were talking a bit too long as they arrived at their destination, even though she wished to talk to him more. Jaune. I hope we meet again, Ruby. Have a good day. He walks away as Ruby about to call out to him till another girl would call out to her. Another girl. Ruby. Over here. I saved you a spot. Ruby went to talk to her as Jaune stands by the back walls and wait for speech as a man who Jaune knew was Ozpin the headmaster walk towards to the microphone and spoke. Ozpin. I'll keep this brief. You have traveled here today in search of knowledge, to hone your craft and acquire new skills, and when you have finished, you plan to dedicate your life to the protection of the people. But I look amongst you, and all I see is wasted energy, in need of purpose, direction. You assume knowledge will free you of this. But your time at this school will prove that knowledge can only carry you so far. It is up to you to take the first step. As he left, another blonde-hair female who addressed herself as Glinda Goodwitch would be on the microphone. Glinda. You will gather in the ballroom tonight. Tomorrow, your initiation begins. Be ready. You are dismissed. As she finished, everyone was leaving, including Jaune. The night came as now everyone was getting prepared to sleep, as Jaune, who was in some casual clothings but with its hoodie on. As he was walking looking to find a spot, he heard someone he doesn't recognize call him out. As he turned to see, it was a blonde girl with the hooded girl Ruby beside her, as she seemed to have an embarrassed expression. Blondie. Hey Jaune. He walks over to them and crouches down. Jaune. Yes. And hello to you, Ruby. I'm grateful to see you again. Ruby. Thanks. She looks down to the pillow, embarrassed, as the blonde girl laughs as she would have a pillow hit her head which was thrown by RWBY. RWBY. Yang. Yang grins. Yang. Seem like you know my adorable baby sister. I'm Yang Xiao Long, her coolest oldest sister Jaune. Half-sister I presume. Yang. Whoa. How did you know? Jaune. Sorry if I might be rude, but you and RWBY don't exactly resemble each other in any way. Yang. You got good eyes then to presume that ha tilde. I'm surprised RWBY gotten such a man on the first day tilde RWBY. Yanning nopit. Yang. We must tell Dad tilde RWBY. Yang. Stop teasing me. They continue their banter as they heard someone laughter, which was Jaune, who was laughing to himself. Jaune. Apologies. It has been a while since I've seen family banter like that. Yang grins as RWBY groans to herself. Yang then noticed a small candle being lit as she looks behind Jaune, where a girl with the bow and book was there. RWBY. That girl. Yang. You know her? RWBY. Not really, she saw what happened this morning but left before I could say anything. Yang. Welp, now is your chance. Yang got up and grabbed RWBY's hand and lifted her up. RWBY. Wait, what are you doing? Yang. Jaune. Right. You can put your sleeping bag next to mine. See you in a bit tilde then drags RWBY to talk to the girl as Jaune was confused but smiled. She seemed to notice how he was looking for spots, so she helped him. Jaune. Yang huh. That was nice of her. He lays down his bag and lay down till later it gotten dark as Jaune opens his eyes to see Yang and RWBY walked back. Jaune. Any luck? Yang. Nope. The Ice Queen was ruined. Jaune. If I remember correctly, she is the heritress to the Schnee Dust Company. Vice. Schnee. Yang and RWBY lays down on their sleeping bag. Yang. Heiress to the Schnee Dust Company. Huh. No wonder she is rude. RWBY. Let just get to sleep. She yawns as Yang apologies to her. Yang. Sorry. Yeah, let's sleep already. Night RWBY. Jaune. RWBY. Night you too. Jaune. Please rest well Yang. RWBY. As the night come to the close, so does this as chapter 2 of the great story of Jaune arc, The Future King of Nights, comes to its ending.